Oh, hi, good evening. Tonight I'm going to talk about the audio frequency. And this is the third session of the same topic about ft8. Uh, uh, there's some confusion there, and there's not many documents on this frequency. Let me give you an example here. Okay, first we're talking about one frequency. This is 14.074. That's the frequency of the USB. This is fixed. So this the radio is set to this 14.74. Okay, and but the user can choose the frequency in this frequency map. This is a frequency map. It's from 0 all the way to maybe 12.5 12 1250 hertz. This is a hertz. Okay, what does that mean? Actually, this is the audio offset in hertz. Let's pick some. The way to pick is command key and pick a frequency. Here I picked, it's about 700. You can see it's a 700. It's changed to here 700. I also can move it by type it. I say 1000. Let's see. This is moved to 1000. Okay, what does the frequency mean? I call it audio frequency. It's not really RF frequency. What does that mean? Let's look at one example. Let me transmit at the current 1000. See what's the radio's actual transmitting frequency. Okay. Okay, transmit. So audio frequency is at 1000. Let's see. Okay. Which look at this number. This number tells me 3.5. So it's 500 hertz below the intended frequency. Okay. Let me do one more example. Let's do 500. So 500 hertz. Okay, and wow, it's just transmit. It's did you see that? It's 14.73 megahertz. Okay, and let's do one more. Let's do 800. Let's see what's the 800. So we know this value is 0 all the way to 1250. Let's do 800. Okay, do a transmission. See, same. So 800 is 14.07 megahertz. That's actual number. Okay, let's do last one. Let's do the 1200. That's almost 1200 hertz, and see what's the transmitting frequency. I guess it's 735 maybe. Yeah, wait 15 seconds. Yeah, as we expected. 1200 14.03. So we get this number here. What does this mean? Why we have this the actual frequency shifting? I mean, even though we set to 14.0 0.074, but the actual transmitting frequency is shifting based on my audio frequency. Let me explain to you here. Sorry, I don't have a bigger table. So we already get these things here. Okay. We know that let me explain to you. So we transmit USB means that up band. So this is what we want. 14.074 megahertz. This is what I want. Okay. A standard USB for the voice, it looks like that. This is USB, and the LSB is on this side. USB. So when I say 100 hertz, that's audio. It means here. This is 100 hertz away. So 1000 hertz away. So from here, from the carrier frequency, I call this carrier. This is the invisible carrier. In the USB case, this carrier frequency is suppressed, but you can imagine there's carrier frequency. So between carrier frequency and this one is 1000. So I intend to send something here. Actually, you know what? It's better for me to make them very large so we can. So this is the carrier frequency, invisible carrier frequency. This is the carrier frequency. Invisible. It's USB, so it's invisible. And here is 1000. I have several numbers. I have 1000 here. 1000. So it's 14.075. This is 1000 hertz. So this is the first one. So when I say 1000, means that my audio tone is shifted 1000 hertz, and this is the center of the audio tone. Okay, and another is 800. 800 is here. This is 14.0748. This 800 hertz. Okay. Another test I did is 500. 500. 14.0745. 500 hertz. Another 12. So 14.707 1252. Okay, and so it mean we know ft8 is 8 tones, and 8 tone is 50 hertz wide, so it should be around here. So this is 50 hertz wide and centered on this 500 tone, and this is another 150 hertz and another one. So you can see that. So what does that mean? It means that if I set my audio frequency is 500, I'm sending this out like that to the RF, sending to the RF, and the another person say he said 800. He's sending this out. So we do not interfere with each other. We separate. Okay, that's the idea of the frequency. You can treat this as audio frequency modulated on the carrier frequency. So it's like the audio frequency, and the shift upshift from the carrier frequency. So this is the actual RF map. Okay, now there's another question here is funny thing here. Why my radio in the 1000 case, why my radio transmitted at this USB frequency? This is the carrier frequency. Why? The distance between this one and this one is so I give you one example. Let's use this 500 case. Explain that. In the 500 case, the actual RF transmitting carrier is 1, 2, 3 is 1 kilohertz below this carrier. So the actual in the 500 case, in this case, the actual one is say let me draw a good map. So what we observed here is this is 14.074. This is my intended USB carrier frequency, and this is say I'm here. This is my 500. I'm supposed to send this signal out, but there's a couple ways to send this out. One way is you use this carrier frequency and modulate 500 hertz on top of that, so you can shoot this out. But there's a problem here. The problem that this audio has a harmonic, has at the second harmonic at 1000. This is 500 space, and this is 1K. That's harmonic. This is harmonic, and the third one is 15. The third one is 1.5K. So audio has a harmonic, but if I use this frequency, this carrier frequency to send this out, this has a bandwidth. We know that I set the band at 3.6, so this 1.8 here. The band is about 1.8, so it's the band frequency is about the pass band. The USB pass band is about this one, 1.8. So what happened? The harmonic will be sent out together with my signal. This is I don't need. But pass band is this big, so I can. So the way to solve this problem is instead of sending in this carrier frequency, I send here lower at 14.073. Okay, and I modulate how much? 500 plus 1. I shifted by 1.5K hertz, and so when I modulate this out, my pass band is this one. This second harmonic and the third harmonic will be filtered out quite a lot. So that's why I'm I'm still sending the same signal out, but I use a carrier frequency which is much lower. So make this one at the edge of this this carrier frequency, so can get rid of the harmonics out. So that's the whole intention of why you shift the actual RF carrier frequency lower. And for this is 500. For the 1000 for the 1000 channel, 1000 hertz, the signal, if I use same carrier, then this will be filtered out. So this is too low. So instead of doing that, I shift it by only 500, so it becomes 14.075. So then the band filter will cover this one, but filter out the harmonic. So this stays. So that's why you can see here. You can see here when this is at 500 audio channel, the invisible carrier, actual carrier is 14.730, and here is 14.730. This is for the 800, but for this up one, it become bigger, 14.075, 14.07535. Okay, it's the same here. We can see that. For the lower one, this is shift to lower, but for the upper one, this actual RF frequency is closer to, is become bigger. So that's the reason the actual frequency is jumping. But so we can, from the radio we can see this actual RF carrier is moving, but the overall idea, but the actual RF waveform should stay as here. So if say 500, then it's 500 above my intended frequency. If 800 above, 1000 above, 1200 above this nominal 14.074. So let's take a look, see if this is the case or not. I have a spectrum analyzer, and let's take a look. Okay, I set this frequency back to 500, and this radio is transmitting to dummy load here, and let me set the power to 100 watts, and dummy load is 20 dB attenuation. And let's see what I get. So my lower frequency is actually I need to set to 7.4. Yeah, this is pretty good, but my okay. Okay, so that's shoot 500 out, and ideally for the 500 case, the center frequency should we're actually shooting out 14.745. Let's see if it's the case, and the bandwidth is 50 hertz. Let me shoot it. It takes 15 seconds, up to 15 seconds to send out the first tone. Okay. Okay. Let's see the bandwidth. This is left band, and okay, what's the width? 2.4 kilohertz. So this is 2.4 kilohertz, not 50 hertz. We know that ft8 is sending 50 hertz, but somehow it's sending maybe lots of other noise, the audio noise, across the entire audio spectrum, 2.4 hertz. So our signal is basically right in the middle, some here, and buried in the noise. Let's see our middle one. So it's 2.4. Let's see what's the middle frequency. 2.4. Okay, this is 1.2. Let me see the frequency. 14.744. So here I got a number. The center frequency is 4. Let me write down 14.07448. Look at our prediction. Our prediction, we expect this is 14.0745, 14.0744. Very close. So it is true that it is sending at this frequency for 500 hertz. Okay, now let's look at the 800 hertz case. Let me change the radio to 800 hertz. Okay, 800 hertz. Okay, let me clear it. Okay, now let's give a shot. Okay, let's wait. Okay, cool. Okay, let's see. What's the bandwidth of this signal? I expect it's 2.4 also. 2.4, almost 2.4. So basically, even only 50 hertz is used. The entire sound card generating 2.4 kilohertz signal. Maybe some noise there. Okay, now let's look at the center frequency, 2.4. Okay, the center frequency is 14.745, 14.0745. Actually, yeah, it's the prediction is 748, and I got 745. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's very close. It's very hard to tell. You can see I move a little bit, it's changing the frequency. The resolution is not there. Okay, let's look at the 1000 hertz. Okay. Okay, wow, this time is fast. Okay, 1000 hertz. .4 also. The bandwidth is the entire audio frequency. 2.4. Let's look at the center frequency. 1. Okay. 14.75. 14.075. Look at our prediction. we expect it's 1000 hertz above the nominal frequency, so they match quite well. That's why 1200. Okay, ready. Okay. Let's see if the okay. Let's split it. Split it. 2.3. It's almost 2.4. So let's look at the center. Center 1.14 dot 14.07508. Yeah, this is a little bit shift. It's very hard to tell which is the center. So, but I mean, it's very hard to tell the small ones, but we can see the trend. The trend is here. The carrier frequency is this one, 14.074. And if I set my audio channel at 500 Hertz, it is shooting 500 Hertz above. If I set at 800, it's 800 above. 1000 is 1000 above. 1200 is 1200 above. Okay. So now you understand what the meaning of this frequency in the ft8 protocol. And so the idea is that everybody pick a frequency and stick with the frequency. Don't use other people's frequency. If you use other people's frequency, there's a signal collision here. So that's why you go to the that search window and find the this one. And that gets to a second concept. Remember in the audio, let's look at the setting. In the radio, this one, you can say fake it or rig. What does that mean? This is the split operation. Let's talk about rig. Rig means that my radio still centered here using this carrier frequency, but I receive everything in this in my audio bandwidth 2.4 or 3.6 entire one. But when I'm transmitting here, I'm transmitting here a lower frequency. But since my radio has split receiver and transmitter, so while I'm transmitting, it does not impact the receiving part, so they go parallel. So I still can receive the signal while I'm transmitting. That's called the rig. Fake it means that the radio can only transmit or receive, cannot do both. And so when I'm going to transmit it, I shut off my receiving part and I go to this carrier frequency and transmit, say, this tone out. This is the fake. Fake. Some cheap radio doing fake. My Icon 7300 can do rig, can do receiving and transmitting in parallel. So in the setup, if your radio supports that, do the rig. Okay, so explain that. Another one we need to take a look is the power. Let me go back to 500. Actually, just stay in this 1200. Okay, what's the power here? 16, 62 over that's 32 dBm. This is what the radio received. Okay. Okay. Let me look at the 500. I'm not going to go through every frequency. Just say 500. Let's see what's the power. I should. Okay. What's the power? The noise floor is around 90. Around this is the noise floor. It's a half between 96 and 108. So it's about 201. This is 102. It's about 102. Noise floor is 102. 102 dBm. Okay, now let me transmit at 500. At 500 hertz. Okay. It's about same 62. It's the same, about 62. Okay. So let's say 62.5 dBm is what I transmitted. Okay, let's take a look about the equation. So this is what I received, but I have a 20 dB attenuator in between. So actually the signal I received is 42.5 dBm. dBm. I received 42 dBm. How much power I shoot? I shoot 100 watts. 100 watts is how many dBm? It's that's 30. It's about 50 dBm. So look, I send 50 dBm out. I receive neg 42. So the somehow attenuation is around 92.5 dBm. I don't know in the in the USB.D mode, this kind of attenuation loss is it's crazy. Basically, I'm sending 100 watts out. The actual power out is very minimum. It's less than, I would say, less than one, less than, this is dBm, less than 0.001 milliwatts. I would say it's pretty low. I don't know, something wrong in my setup, but even with this little milliwatts, I can send to South America, send signal to South America. Maybe my understanding is wrong, but the power I received is very little. Anyway, hopefully I can explain this quite well, but it's a very hard topic. Sorry about that. Hopefully I do a good job. Thank you. Good night.